All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dive into a teaching method that's, believe it or not, thousands of years old, but is making a huge comeback in modern classrooms. And we're going to explore the Socratic strategy by looking at the work of Dr. Moko, who's a huge champion of this approach.
You've probably heard this quote before, right? It really gets to the very heart of the Socratic method. See, the whole point isn't just to sit there and passively soak up facts. It's about getting active, questioning everything, and really digging into what we think we know to find a deeper truth.
So our guide for this whole explainer is Dr. Moko. He's the founder of Achitya Basvara. And what's so great is that he's taken this ancient philosophy and created a real, practical framework for today's schools. So yeah, let's jump right into his approach.
So what exactly is the Socratic method? Now you might be thinking, oh, that's just asking a bunch of questions, right? Well, not exactly. It's way more than that. It's actually a super disciplined, really structured conversation that's designed to challenge our assumptions. At its core, it's all about this systematic process of deep, meaningful questioning. And here's the key thing. The goal isn't to catch someone out or make them look silly. No way. It's about exploring these really complex ideas, uncovering those assumptions we don't even know we have, and figuring out what we actually know versus what we just think we know. Okay, so this is where the rubber really meets the road. Dr. Moko has taken this big philosophical idea and broken it down into a super clear 5-step process that any teacher can use, like right now in their classroom. Let's walk through it. So take a look at these steps. This is a really deliberate process, right? It all kicks off with the teacher picking a relevant, engaging theme, something like, say, the pros and cons of online learning. Then the students get into small groups, and this part is absolutely key. They split into a pro side and a contra side. Why is this so important? Because it forces them to prep arguments and questions for a side they might not even agree with. And then finally, they present their cases. It's basically a roadmap for thinking critically in a structured way. And honestly, this is where the magic really happens. Students aren't just up there, defending what they already believe. They're actually forced to step into someone else's shoes, to see an issue from the other side, to understand its logic, and come up with questions that genuinely test it. It's an exercise in intellectual empathy. It builds their confidence for sure, but it also teaches them to respect different points of view. And that 10-minute time limit, that's super important. It's not about who can talk the longest or wear the other person down. Nope, it's all about making a sharp, logical case and asking really smart questions. This time crunch forces students to focus on the quality of their thoughts, not just the sheer volume of their words. Okay, but this whole method is so much more than just a recipe to follow. It's built on a whole foundation of what you might call intellectual virtues, or the Socratic ethic. And these are absolutely essential if you want to create a learning environment that's actually productive and, safe for everyone to participate in. This right here, this is a massive shift in mindset. The goal isn't to win. It's not a competition. It's about working together to search for the truth. Think about it. When you're asked to argue against something you actually agree with, that takes real humility. And when you have to sit and listen to an opposing viewpoint, that takes patience. It's all about the journey of inquiry itself, not just getting to the right answer. And this idea is absolutely central to the whole Socratic way of thinking. It teaches what's called intellectual humility. Basically, the ability to say, hey, I don't know everything. In a classroom that uses this method, it's not just okay to not have all the answers. It's actually the perfect starting point for real, genuine learning. All right, this brings us to our final part, and it's basically a call to action, a message directly from Dr. Moko to all the teachers out there. This is really an invitation for all you educators to think of yourselves as architects of your classroom culture. It's about getting beyond just standing up and delivering information. It's about intentionally designing these learning experiences that get students involved, that challenge them, and that spark real, honest curiosity. And with that, Dr. Moko sends his personal encouragement and warm greetings to every single educator out there who's working to build up the next generation of thinkers, not just students who can memorize facts. He really wants to emphasize that frameworks like this one are tools to help you in that incredibly important work. So in true Socratic fashion, we're not going to end with a neat little summary. We're going to end with a question. It's a challenge for you to take with you. Because at the end of the day, in the classroom and, in life, the path to real wisdom, it always starts with asking that first, really powerful question.